The NBA schedule has been released. WNBA is back in action, and we got UFC 305 coming up. Let's get it.
Yeah, pass me the rock so I can shoot this three. But I look over on the wing and I see EB. CB the bully in the paint, hanging with them trees. And D cutting to the rim, Mr. Three-Man Weed. Yeah, they talk a lot of smack, but they don't get no tease. There's not a topic off limits, there ain't no referees. It don't matter the sport, it don't matter the court, it don't matter the field. Things are gonna get real. They gon' hit it off the tee, straight from hole 18. It could be a par 5, still gon' land on green. Got a mean slap shot to make a goalie freeze. Coming like the avalanche from the 303. Time to lace up the cleats so you won't get beat. I just told the quarterback that it's time to go deep. We got EB, CB, DaBully and D. Get your popcorn ready, cause it's the three-man weed. Yeah, hey, it's the three-man weed. Get your popcorn ready, cause it's the three-man weed. Yeah, hey, the three-man weed.
All right, I am EB, and that with me as always is my brother CB the Bully. What's happening, homie?
What's up, man? What's going on with you?
Oh, back at it like a crack habit. We may or may not have an appearance from the third member of the Weave, TBD. Anyway, let's get started with the NBA schedule release.
Yeah.
Opening night, big night. Also,
Big night.
Your birthday.
Yes, sir. Deuce, October 22nd.
First game of the season will be the new reigning champion Boston Celtics raising the banner, getting their rings, hosting the New York Knicks, their 18th banner to be exact. This will be the debut of Mikal Bridges with the Knicks. Julius Randle will be back. Tatum, Holiday, White, all coming off of gold medals. And this was, supposedly the summer of Tatum, getting his big deal, winning a ring, winning a gold medal. But, he didn't win Finals MVP. He got clowned all over social media for his celebration plagiarism.
All summer long.
And, he barely really made an impact with Team USA. So, a lot of the experts are saying now that this upcoming season, he'll be looking to rectify that with a MVP campaign. And that doesn't happen without him sending a message on night one, coming out with a big game. This was the point where I was going to say, I know how you feel about him, but D, what are your thoughts on the Boston Celtics and what they can do, how Jason Tatum starts the year? So with that said, what do you think about how Jason Tatum went through this summer from championship to now and goes into this next season? You think he'll be on the warpath?
I think he's definitely on the warpath. Not playing too much minutes in the Olympics and not getting any kind of MVP with the Boston Celtics. I definitely think he's on the warpath. Don't know if it's going to go his way. I do think the Knicks are going to spoil that ring ceremony night as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The second game is a doubleheader for opening night. We got Lakers Timberwolves. LeBron James entering season 22. Anthony Edwards continue the quest to be the face of the NBA. Bron, AD, and Ant all coming off that gold medal as well. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I'm feeling better about the season for the Lakers. I really am after watching them in the Olympics. I don't know about the rest of the team. I know JJ's pumped to coach. Anthony Edwards is definitely going to be coming out like a fucking shotgun this season. I think he's going to go off. It really depends on what those big dudes and the supporting cast want to do with the Timberwolves. But I'm actually looking forward to the Lakers season.
I think Anthony Edwards has a better shot at MVP next year than Jason Tatum.
Agreed.
I'm I would be more enthusiastic about the Lakers season with how AD and Bron played in the Olympics, and hopefully this is something JJ Redick can learn from. Like, this proves how badly they've been used, and the game plan has been with LeBron and AD still being able to play at this level. So hopefully, and the offseason's not over yet. I've seen that they could still stand to make a move. One thing I'm not, and I haven't seen this anywhere, and I don't know if it's even possible, but I know Darius Garland requested that trade in the offseason. He would be a good player to slot in next to AD and LeBron.
Yeah, great point guard.
Can also get buckets, spot up shoot. But they'll be in the playoffs. The West is going to be, like I told you the other day, I think there's 13 teams with a shot at 8 spots in the playoffs in the West.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be crucial to both teams to get off to a good start. I know Ant will build off of the Olympics, but I'm still in the spot where I don't trust Karl Anthony Towns.
Sure.
Like, I still don't think he can be the second best player on that team for them to get any further than they did last year, even to get that far.
They still have Naz Reid as well, right?
They still got Naz Reid, yeah. And they got Rob Dillingham, young rook coming in, who can get buckets, shoot, space the floor as well, play some defense. And getting to learn from Michael Conley be big from him. Let's move on to revenge games this season. First, on November 6th, we got the 76ers and Paul George going to the Intuit Dome and playing the LA Clippers. And what's one of, I don't think it's the first game, it might be the second game in the new arena. You got PG's first game there, back against the Clippers. Fresh ink on Tyrese Maxey. Joel Embiid just coming off that gold medal as well. Kawhi was sent home from Team USA, so you got to assume he'll be healthy to start the year. What do you expect from Paul George in this game and his return to LA?
I think you got to worry about Embiid more than anything, but if Embiid can get going, that's going to open up everything else for Paul George. Paul George is known to make it happen for himself, off the dribble, off the pass. I'm excited to see this game, man. I don't like how they're downplaying the Clippers-Lakers rivalry right now. I need to see some key games in that new Intuit Dome as well.
You think that's because there's not much, like all the previews I read today about the Clippers. One, they didn't even mention James Harden, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
But outside of those two, they got a lot of depth. They got some defenders, but there's not another big name or a third head to that monster. So I don't know what
they might even be more evenly matched up now than they have been,
So you still expect the Clippers to be top 5? 6?
I know James Harden is capable of going off.
True.
And I believe since he has more range, more free range beyond the arc, we might see some more James Harden-like styled Houston Rocket Harden type shit. Hopefully. I'm hoping. I think that's what they're hoping for at least.
But I think that's a gift and a curse, right? Because how far has that style of play ever got James Harden?
Yeah, but and with him being capable enough to hone it back and be a facilitator first, I think it could. This might be a nice veteran Harden we see here soon.
It'll be interesting to see what the rest of that cast does.
I think Man's gonna have a huge year as well.
Derrick Jones Jr. played some lockdown D. They had some solid additions. Yeah, he's a Clipper.
Wow.
Another rivalry game, we got November 12th. It's an in-season tournament game. I think it might be the first game of the tournament. Mavericks at Golden State. Clay in the Bay.
That's probably what I'm excited for the most. Watching him come back and hopefully being a better Clay than we've seen with the last few seasons from Clay. I'm hoping he's nice with Dallas.
Who wins this game and how many does Clay score?
I got Golden State winning it, Clay scoring 12.
Really?
I would like it to be Dallas wins, Clay with 25.
I'm gonna say Dallas wins, Clay with. I think
12. I see him lighting that bitch up in Golden State. Just 3-pointers. Yep.
That's not lighting it up for Klay Thompson.
It's all gonna be 3-pointers.
That's four. That's Klay Thompson can get that.
That's it.
Yeah, I think he breaks 20 and Dallas wins because what is?
That's what I like. That's what I would like. Yeah.
What? So you got more out of Kuminga this year? Andrew Wiggins is still there. What? Like I don't. Where do you see the Warriors this year?
In the playoffs.
Where? They get home court. They playing in the play.
No, they're gonna be in the play-in for sure.
Definitely in the play-in. I don't know if they get out of that.
Not if they play in the Lakers.
The Lakers better not be in the play-in this year.
I hope not. That's the only way we've been able to get in the last 6 years since it's been a thing.
I think like on that time. Another revenge game. Got Celtics Mavericks January 25th finals rematch. Could be a battle for the MVP race. You got Luka, Jason Tatum, maybe Jaylen Brown's in the MVP hunt. Do you think the Celtics deserve to be the favorite to start the year?
Yeah, I do. They were just so nice at the end of the season. You know, they just couldn't lose a game. And it definitely reminded me when the Nuggets were going on their run.
And they got everybody back.
You know, they just really were just bullying everybody in the league. I know OKC had it from a numbers perspective, but Celtics were proving something last year, man, for sure. And that's what we've been waiting from the Boston Celtics since these young cats got together. Now that they have that cheat code Drew Holiday over there and Derek White, just which is a good piece of a puzzle for anybody's puzzle. Yeah, I think they deserve to be a favorite to win it. As much as it pains me to say that.
For real, I didn't think you'd even be that objective, so that's what's up. Christmas Day now. First game on the slate is the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. Wemby in the Garden should be electric.
Should be a good way to start the holiday.
What do you think Wemby does in MSG?
Wemby, I don't even know the man, but I'm proud of that kid, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the most skilled person at that height that I've ever seen play the game. And for him to be that good his first season, he's only coming up. When he goes to the Garden, I got at least 27 points, 5 blocks, 8 rebounds, 3 assists from Wemby.
I like that. And he just put the world on notice after getting that silver medal. He's for everybody, so it'll be exciting to watch if he develops his killer instinct, and especially to see how he develops alongside Chris Paul.
Yeah, man. Just praying that the big kid could stay healthy for real.
Well, those innovative ways he's been taking the body for years, hopefully he can stay on the court a lot longer than some of these other bigs we've seen throughout the years.
Exactly.
Game 2, Christmas Day, is the Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks. It's a Western Conference Finals rematch. Got Luka, Ant. Again, I'm looking for Rob Dillingham to start playing a big role, especially by Christmas time. Hopefully he can find his legs, get used to the speed and the strength in the NBA.
Yeah.
Who you got in that game?
I'm going with Dallas. I think Kyrie's going to pull up, show out, show us some incredible handles and incredible finishes. Luka, he likes playing on Christmas. Sometimes I just like Luka. I like watching Luka against teams that he don't fuck with.
He had a crazy game last Christmas too. I think like 50 and I think he went off last Christmas. Yeah,
like if you got Luka in like a fantasy draft, he's gonna get you huge points.
For sure.
Regardless, almost averages a triple-double. But that might be game of the night.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Game 3, Sixers Celtics. You got the champs versus the new look Sixers. Get a chance to see how Tyrese Maxey takes another leap, and Paul George against Brown and Tatum. Do you think this game, it's still kind of early in the season, do you think this will tell us anything about either team this early in the year?
I think so. It'll show us how Paul George does offensively if they put D Brown or Tatum on him. And it'll be a big test for Maxey.
Shout out D Brown.
I mean, Jaylen Brown.
The no Shout out.
I got his autograph at the jam session in 05.
Former Celtic, I get it.
Type shit. Hey, he did try that dunk too.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not forget about the dunk contest. I know we tried to. But they should have took away an MVP trophy for that shit.
No shit. Yeah, like you said, it is early in the year, but especially if you can have everybody on the court for this first matchup, I think it'll go a long way to seeing how the Sixers can measure up.
Right. We just want to see how they match up,
Exactly.
And so do they, I'm sure.
Game 4 of the night will be Lakers at Warriors. This will be the 4th time that Steph and Bron play on Christmas. Same question. Do you think this tells us anything about either one of these teams early in the year?
Yeah. Who wants it? Who's still trying to fight at their old age to get a ring? All that. I mean, I always like to see how people compete against each other after showing how much camaraderie they have for somebody on the other side. So all that forehead touching and hugging during the Olympics is out the door now. And now I'm sure they want to see how they compete and match up as well. Because for the 3rd time in a row, we might be seeing them in the play-in. So,
do you think by Christmas the Warriors have things figured out?
Man, no, it takes them a while, man.
You know what I mean? Like, that's only a month and a half into the season.
And I can't even think of too many players on the team, really.
You gotta look at like Pajimski, Trace Jackson Davis, Moody,
Gary Payton too.
Gary Payton, Kuminga.
Looney.
They look for Kuminga to take another step. Looney's still there. Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins got to have a huge year, man.
He's got to have a bigger year than last year, at least, if they're going to do anything. Because they could end up on the outside looking in pretty easily, I think. Last game of Christmas Day is Nuggets Suns. A rivalry game. KD versus Russ. There's a nice little storyline off to the side of this one. What are your expectations for these two teams? No KCP for the Nuggets. I think that'll be a big thing for them this year, as well as the addition of Tyus Jones for Phoenix, give them a point guard to set those other 3 big scorers up. Where do you see them going this season?
The Suns are going up. I think Kevin Durant found a new beast. I think he is the Slim Reaper now, like he said. I think you really got to worry about him this season. The Nuggets, I think they took a step back. No KCP. They're definitely going to miss that when they need somebody to score when nobody else is getting it going. He was huge for that. You remember game 1 against the Warriors or against the Lakers. We were sitting in there. Lakers were winning until the second half. Who got going in the 3rd quarter? KCP. I think they relied a lot on that, and Jamal's not on that consistently. MPJ's not on that consistently, and we've seen Jokic get tired. They got to worry about them Suns for sure.
Agreed.
Booker's just getting better. I'm sure this summer helped being around all those veterans. He was one of the quiet giants on the team defensively and looked like he can't miss. And yes, he does have probably the best looking jumper in the league.
They call him the unsung MVP of the Olympic team.
I might have to say the same thing, man. This Suns team, bro, like they might come out of nowhere.
It's hard to come out of nowhere.
I know Bill's out there doing something too.
He's got to be working this whole time, seeing how Booker and KD played in the Olympics. Hopefully Bill can stay healthy too. Because adding Tyus Jones and taking the ball out of all three of their hands and letting them move a little freer around the court, I think is going to be huge for them this year.
Well, what do you think Bill needs to do? I think he needs to learn how to just spot up now.
He can do that. I mean, he's had to play off the ball before with John Wall. I just think they needed. They didn't have much time together last year. Beal was up and down the whole season. The off season, they didn't get that together. If he can just stay healthy, those three can learn how to play together. Especially having a point guard like Tyus Jones. He'll find his space. The ball it'll be Booker and KD doing the heavy lifting, but there's going to be some big Beal games if he's out there and he can do what he's capable of doing.
That'd be nice. Shout out St. Louis.
Absolutely. A couple of things of note for Christmas Day. 4 players in the top 10 all-time points on Christmas Day are active. LeBron James at number 1 overall with 460 points on Christmas Day.
Yes, the next 2.
Go ahead.
Steph Curry?
No.
Luka?
Neither in the top 10.
I give up.
At number 5 all time is Kevin Durant at 299. He also plays on Christmas Day. The only one active in the top 10 that will not be playing on Christmas is James Harden. He's in 3rd on this list, but 6th overall with 273.
Wow.
Which means that the 4th guy on this list and 8th overall will more than likely pass him because he's 2 points behind, and that's Russell Westbrook.
Forgot about Russ. Russ be going crazy, man. I want to see him have some crazy games this year, too.
Oh, he will. He will. So, a couple of quick questions for you to answer. Give me one team in the East and one team in the West that you think is, or 2 teams in the East, 2 teams in the West, you think are most likely to dethrone the Boston Celtics?
Most likely.
Start with your East.
I'm going to say Philly and the Knicks.
I had a feeling we'd agree on those.
And in the West, to dethrone the Celtics.
Well, tell me why Philly and the Knicks first.
They're just the other top contenders in the East. There's not a lot going on in the East, but there's some beasts out there too. I know Paul George is more hungry than ever to have a solidified role. Embiid looks great in the offseason. Maxi's huge. You know what I'm saying? I think they match up. I think the matchup will favor the Sixers against the Celtics, honestly. But like I said, I mean, Derek White and Drew Holiday being a part of that Boston Celtic team, that's going to be hard to match up with for anybody as well.
Don't forget about Kristaps Porzingis.
And Casey and Porzingis. He's a monster too. And if he's healthy, if he's on the court, he produces.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I'm going to go on the other side of that. I said the Knicks and Philly as well, but with the Knicks, it's mostly, even more so this year, is depth and defense.
Yeah.
You got Brunson, Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle will be back, and Mitchell Robinson. I'm thinking that'll be the starting lineup. But then when you can roll out Hart, DiVincenzo, McBride, Achua, even Campaign, assuming Thibodeau is willing to go, he's not really one of those guys that goes deep into his lineups, but he has the ability to now. And then also having Jericho Sims and just signing Jacob Toppin, Obi Toppin's little brother. Those guys could see some minutes here and there as well. Their depth against Boston, I think, will give them a good matchup, especially the way those guys on the Knicks play defense.
Oh, yeah. I want to be in the practice facility for the Knicks just to see the Nova boys get back together and see if they haven't missed a beat, you know?
Well, Josh Hart doesn't. He's been called the worst practice player in the NBA.
I can see that.
Like, he'd be out there in slides, not doing shit, like just bag talking, complaining, whining and shit. They talk about it all the time on their podcast. Like, Hart is terrible in practice. Who you got in the West that you think could beat the Celtics?
I think if the Lakers saw him in the finals, they'd have a good chance. I really do. Just because they've been there before, and it might be like how LeBron goes into Toronto. He might shake, being that kind of player, you could shake up some players, and they might not play the same when it comes to a game like that. AD definitely got to show up for us. Another team in the West, I'm gonna have to go with the home team, the Nuggets. Don't count them out. Jokic could do something. He just needs some help.
I went Thunder and Mavericks. Mavs have just been there. Their offense got better without sacrificing any defense, adding Klay Thompson. They had Quentin Grimes and Najee Marshall as well. So they got a little deeper. I love the big man rotation they have with Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, and PJ Washington. I love those three guys. So I think they have a better shot this year than last year, and with a healthy Luka, hopefully, at that point in the season. But the Thunder might be the most complete team in the NBA.
Yeah, I can see them having the best record again.
I mean, when you add Alex Caruso to the starting lineup with SGA, Dort, J-Dub, and Chet Holmgren, and then you bring in Hartenstein with a young, deep bench that's just going to get better as well. They kept basically everybody from that team last year too, except for Josh Giddey, but you turn that into Alex Caruso. They could be trouble.
They're going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, they will be for sure. I'll have an eye on them. And I think, them being the number one seed last year, they didn't really get as far as they wanted to. They ran into that Dallas team, but I don't think you can call them like a dark horse or a sleeper. Like they're ready.
Yeah.
With that being said, you gotta give me one East and one West dark horse to make the finals.
I'm gonna go with the Sacramento Kings in the West. They do have a great team with the add-on of DeMar DeRozan. De'Aaron Fox is a monster. Sabonis is a monster. I just like to see that team do some good things. I know they're looking to do big things as well. In the East, I might go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got that. Yeah, they got that big core. Donovan Mitchell is a fucking monster. They can shock the league.
In the East, I also look at the Cavs, just like you said, and I think that big lineup. I mean, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen and Darius Garland will be the big pieces of that. Donovan Mitchell hooped in the playoffs last year, and nobody rose to that level with him. If they can get a steady little jumper out of Evan Mobley and just more consistent on offense, they have a good shot, I think. I am curious to see if they do move Darius Garland, because he requested that trade, just re-sign Donovan Mitchell, how long they keep that together, if they're just going to experiment up until the trade deadline, see if they can change his mind, see what they can get for him, turn that into another piece. But yeah, I got them in the East. But then my dark horse in the West, I'm going to say the Nuggets, because I don't think they're a favorite right now, because they've taken another step back from when they won a championship. Because, the year before they lose Jeff Green and
Bruce Brown
off that squad, and then you follow that up by losing KCP. I don't think Christian Brown's going to be good enough to slot in for KCP. Peyton Watson could probably add some scoring, but unless he bulked up a little bit, he's going to get tossed around defensively. But they weren't the deepest team in the league when they won the title. So if they can kind of find that magic again, and Jamal Murray can bounce back from whatever that was in the Olympics. If MPJ can take another step offensively and maybe start playing defense, they still have another chance to win the title. Their window's not closed. So I got Denver as a dark horse for those reasons.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do, man. They've been humbled.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the West getting better, you still got to think John Morant's on his way back, what they're going to look like. That Sacramento team is going to be dangerous. I agree with you on that. And the Pelicans and DeJounte Murray, they still have Brandon Ingram. We'll see if they move him. They can get a healthy Zion. They can make some noise too.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about that team too.
They picked up Zach Edey too, out of Purdue.
Okay. Oh yeah, so they got a big.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Because they lost Valanciunas, but they
Right. I was wondering who they were gonna get.
Mm-hmm. WNBA is back. Season got back in action this evening. Mercury defeated the Sky 85-65. Kalia Copper followed up the Olympics with 29 points. Brittany Griner with a crazy stat line of 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 blocks, and 2 steals. Brittany Griner was just balling, dog.
It's a fucking Yao Ming of the WNBA.
Angel Reese, another double-double, 11 and 15, but she was 4 of 14 from the field. They just traded away one of their guards, and Kennedy Carter, sorry, has been injured, so you can really see defense is starting to collapse on her. So hopefully they can get her back and get some better guard play. But they went down by 20 on this one.
Yeah.
Mystics dropped to the Lynx 68-79. Nafisa Collier had 17 and 12 for the Lynx, and 12 points for the Mystics at Ariel Atkins. Sparks got their ass beat by the Liberty. They are now on a 5-game win streak, including before the break. Ionescu had 18, 4 and 6, 27 out of Stewie. Dearica Hamby had 14 and 13 for the Sparks. Next up, Saturday, Liberty Aces.
Oh.
I'll be tuned in for that. Then we got UFC 305 this week as well. What you got on that?
UFC 305. It's the Clash of the Africans. Drisic du Plessis fighting Israel Adesanya for the title, middleweight. Who you got?
You know I'm picking against Adesanya, dog. Duplessis is on a 9-fight win streak, though. They were supposed to meet at UFC 273, but Duplessis couldn't make it. That's when
Strickland.
Lost to Strickland.
Right.
So it'll be a good fight. But I'm going with Izzy. That's my guy, man. He's the style bender. I don't pick against him.
Yeah, I'm hoping this fight brings back that style bender. It seems like he only fights when there's a chip on his shoulder, when we really see that full Izzy. Strickland was just a step in, he just stepped in for that fight. I don't know if Izzy's heart needed to be in it a little more, but it just didn't look like him. I see him beating Duplessis, then fighting Strickland, giving Strickland what he deserves, and we might have to see Alex Pieta again. So look out for that. That's how I see this whole storyline going. Izzy gets the belt, knocks out Strickland in the third. He got to fight Stone Hands again.
You think after Stone Hands he has to go back to Strickland? Because that'll make him 2-2 in the UFC.
Possibly.
Get that fifth one, the other rubber match out of the way?
Yeah, and that might be on Izzy's way out of there. If he could go on that nice little run, hang it up after that, he might be good.
And then head to WWE.
He'd fit right in, for sure. That'd be awesome. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of Stone Hands, it looks like it runs in the family. I seen Alex Pieta's sister, Alina Pieta. She's in kickboxing. Motherfucking monster. Elbows, kicks, light on her feet, has the same walk as her brother. Her brother's in her corner for a lot of fights. She has her MMA debut coming up in November. The UFC better watch out.
Is it a UFC debut or is it somewhere else?
It's in a different place, but I mean that's just a setup to get over there, I'm sure. She just got to get her feet wet with the MMA first.
Absolutely. Keep my eye out for that.
Oh, yeah. But that's all I had on the UFC.
Likewise.
Yes, sir. Shoe news is really just a shout out of seeing Anthony Edwards' new Adidas commercial with the little girl singing "I Got the Whole World in My Hands." Was an homage, was a nod to KG's old commercial where he was throwing his fans on his shoulder, walking through the city, singing, "I got the whole world in my hands." I thought that was dope. Both Adidas, both Timberwolves. Shout out.
That's crazy. I got the T-Wolf shirt on today, too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out.
Shout out. You got any?
That was mine.
Oh, okay. Shout out D. Hopefully he got some.
Shout out D, man. Shout out
Yeah.
his sleep schedule. Shout out his phone.
Shout out the promotion, his phone for sure.
Shout out, the promotion, of course. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out that. Shout out him making last week's show.
Yeah, shout out.
He
Shout
did
out.
that. He did that. I'm sure he hasn't even seen him on last week's show because he doesn't do that.
Yeah. Shout out him being on more episodes in the future.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to have him on again. That'll be great.
Oh. And shout out you for being consistent.
Likewise.
You know what I'm saying? And we just gonna keep rolling now.
Yeah, son. Ooh, shout out my man Will Walker, who also did this art, who also did the Kobe art, who also did the Juice art. We're going to see a new style from Will Walker this time around on In My Bag Apparel. He will be heading up the Mamba Combat Series, is where we take NBA and WNBA players and we make them almost like playable characters in a Mortal Kombat style setting. So that'll be some of the new art you'll see on In My Bag Apparel shirts. The first installment will be Le King, our LeBron James parody, and War Dell. Weaponized Air Raid Dell, which will be our Steph Curry homage. So be on the lookout for that coming very, very soon. I may even have a sample on my body on a upcoming episode of the 3-Man Weave.
Very clever, man. I can't wait to see it, man. Once these shirts roll out with the the Mortal Kombat style game, hopefully we got some creators on here that could create that game for us too.
Yo, that'd be dope, right?
It'd be legit. But yeah, I can't wait for this series, bro.
Me either. It's gonna be a recurring series. So we'll do Wardell and Le King to start off, and then I might have a Lady Hawk, Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese joint. And then we're going to just keep it rolling from there throughout the WNBA season, the NBA season. Shout out the Big Three, whose championship is coming up. But yeah, stuff like that, man. Got some creative stuff on the way. I got some sweatsuits in the works. Those shorts you got from me? Yep. I'm looking to make whole suits like that. Thermal material. Those things should be pretty fucking fly, really.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's what I got going on, man. What's going on with you? On to the next year, next lease.
Yep, just signed a new lease. We staying busy at the shop. It's just cool that it's a real thing, man.
Find Lil Bro on Booksy. Bullies Cuts and Styles at booksy.com.
Yes, sir. Come through. Get right. Blurry Bully special. But hey, until next time, I am CB, DaBully, with In My Bag Apparel, EB, and D is somewhere.
He's somewhere.
And all together we are the 3-Man Weave. We the three. Deuces.